Curse Spirit Manipulation. It's a curse technique that belongs to special grade Suguru Geto as well as Kenjaku while he possesses Suguru Geto's body. In nature, it's actually a pretty simple curse technique, where after the user has defeated a cursed spirit, they're able to consume said cursed spirit as an orb in order to add it to their collection for them to continue to fight with later on, giving them full access to Curse Spirit Manipulation and summoning this curse basically like a Shikigami, but not really a Shikigami, that they can use to fight in battle for them. So today, we're going to break this technique and make it absolutely as overpowered as we can be. Welcome to what is the full potential of Curse Spirit Manipulation. I'm Eternal Flame, and welcome to the continuation of the series of what is the full potential of blank. Now up first, we are going to need to go over the two problems we're going to need to overcome for the sake of making an overpowered Curse Spirit Manipulation user. With the first problem being, the Curse Spirit Manipulation user is going to have to be powerful even without Curse Spirit Manipulation. This is due to a unique power that Curse Spirit Manipulation users have, where if they are more powerful than a Curse Spirit directly, they're able to completely absorb them without even needing to fight them, which is going to prevent us from taking a lot of damage from battles, and just overall make things easier for the Curse Spirit Manipulation user in the process. However, it's the second problem that is really a massive problem with Curse Spirit Manipulation as a whole. With this second problem being, as soon as a Curse Spirit is absorbed, it is no longer capable of growing stronger at all. Which means as soon as you absorb a Cursed Spirit, that Cursed Spirit will remain at that strength till the day it eventually dies. It's also debatable of whether if the Cursed Spirit gets a full restore basically after you do defeat the Cursed Spirit and absorb it, or if they are just basically at the state of the injured near-death state if you beat them in battle instead. Basically, to give an example from Pokemon, imagine that you catch a Pokemon, but that Pokemon is capped at that level. We don't know if that Pokemon is going to remain at the same HP after you battle that Pokemon, after capturing it, or if they're going to get a full health after you capture that Pokemon as a result. It's basically the same way with Cursed Spirit Manipulation. However, in spite of those being the only two limits we know directly to exist on Cursed Spirit Manipulation, I do believe those limits are possible to be overcome in order to make an incredibly strong curse technique and an incredibly strong user, one that's even capable of surpassing the limits of Special Grade, considering Suguru Geto was able to achieve Special Grade just off of Cursed Spirit Manipulation alone. Now, the Cursed Spirit Manipulation user is going to need to start training in Curse Reinforcement in order to get strong. It's basically going to be extremely similar to what I did with the 10 Shadows user, where they're going to immediately start learning how to do the Black Flash, because that is the easiest way to get strong in terms of base curse energy manipulation and reinforcement within Jujutsu Kaisen. However, unlike the 10 Shadows user who is just going to be taking a lot of missions, the Cursed Spirit Manipulation user is going to have an entirely different mindset when it comes to actually fighting these cursed spirits, where they are going to purposefully have to toy around with the cursed spirits in order for them to get stronger by battling directly against them. We're going to want the cursed spirits that the Cursed Spirit Manipulation user fights to achieve their peaks and pinnacles that they can achieve through direct battle, but make sure they don't reach such a point that they become too dangerous and impossible for them to absorb. Now, some of you guys might be questioning, why are we taking such a risky and dangerous approach with this entire thing? Doesn't this risk the life of the Cursed Spirit Manipulation user? Well, this is actually very similar to what Kenjaku directly did with Mahito, where he allowed Mahito to evolve, allowed Mahito to grow and grow more through battling Yuji directly right before absorbing him, using Yuji basically as a method for Mahito to evolve, mainly because of the simple thing of what I mentioned at the beginning of the video. Once you absorb a Cursed Spirit with Cursed Spirit Manipulation, they are no longer able to grow and evolve, and this is something they're going to know as well, which is why you're going to want to push these Cursed Spirits to their limits in order to improve. For example, pushing a grade 3 Cursed Spirit to achieve the level of a grade 2 Cursed Spirit, or maybe even a grade 2 to a grade 1. All of these can end up stacking up. Furthermore, the Cursed Spirit Manipulation user in their spare time should also just start collecting a bunch of grade 4s as well, and just other grade curses after pushing them to their limits. Grade 4 Cursed Spirits, just collect them freely because they're kind of just weak and they're overall never going to improve to matter that much overall. But it's still good to just collect as many Cursed Spirits as possible. However, these grade 4 Cursed Spirits do still have an entire use, which is where we're going to return to Binding Vows once again, being one of the most useful things in all of Jujutsu Kaisen, and that's a message I'm going to make sure to hone into a lot of people's heads. Effectively, we're going to turn grade 4 Cursed Spirits into Bird Strike, because of the fact that they have not really that much of a life to begin with, and they're kind of just really weak, so it'll be really useful to instead turn them to life-sacrificing Cursed Spirits to launch at people, since basically that's how they're used anyways, so why not get the full potential out of them as a result of that? Now, there is a potential chance that a binding vow like Bird Strike would not work on these type of cursed spirits, purely because of the fact through cursed spirit manipulation, cursed spirits are not allowed to improve more. However, this is a gamble that we still do not know if possible or not, so why not try it, am I right? Best case scenario, you have a bunch of grade 4 cursed spirits that you could stock up on and basically use as a Bird Strike type barrage, and there is actual reasons for why it would work, because we know cursed spirits do have their own life force and life energy. Worst case scenario, it doesn't work and you just use a bunch of them as stalling tactics, like how they're actually used in canon. Now, I would also say I would recommend keeping a few thousand cursed spirits just in stock all the time, like around the grade 4 level, for maximum Uzumakis. The reason why is because you can combine all of those cursed spirits into one incredibly powerful attack to use, just in case you end up pushing a cursed spirit way too far and making them evolve way too far that you need a final good attack to finish them off so you can actually absorb them, and boom, you add in this cursed spirit that required you to use a maximum Uzumaki and go through your entire stock of cursed spirits, or at least grade 4 reservoirs, and add it to your collection alongside your already strong cursed spirits that you pushed in order to evolve in order to achieve their limits. However, cursed spirit manipulation offers a lot more than just simply put cursed spirits to join you in fighting. It actually offers you the ability to shape and manipulate the form of the cursed spirits directly itself. This has been directly shown when Kenjaku fought against Chozo and just piled a bunch of cursed spirits together as one kind of blob in order to launch him back. And this manipulation of cursed spirits and shaping allows for quite a lot, which I actually did get a lot of these ideas from one of you guys in the comment section down below named Fortnite Kid, and I'm going to put his comment on screen as I read out the applications that he got. I'm also going to put the link to it, so yeah. Remember, a huge shout out to him because he came up with a lot of the ideas for this, which I'm not going to go over all of them in this video. I'm going to go over the specific ones that I actually really like, and I'm going to let you read the full comment later on. Up first on the list is Cursed Spirit Fusion, which is basically combining all of the super powerful cursed spirits into one incredibly powerful cursed spirit for them to manipulate and utilize. I don't know how possible this fully is, however I do really like the idea of it, and it's going to be very important for the next application they had in mind, which is Cursed Armor, where the user can coat themselves in their ultimate curse to gain access to all of the techniques of the cursed spirits, where basically they're infusing several of the cursed spirits they have absorbed up to this point and just coating it alongside their body as an armor for them to utilize, which gives both defensive and offensive applications. Effectively, imagine Mahito's true form, but just a bunch of cursed spirits that they're manipulating all at once. Summoning Strike, which Summoning Strike is where the user summons a part of the curse or the whole curse at nearby locations beside them, while effectively using these summons as connections directly to the body for the cursed spirit manipulation user to launch out mini Uzumakis directly out from the cursed spirits. Effectively, you know what Kenjaku did at the end of the most recent season, where there were hundreds of those cursed spirits rising out from a little pool. Now imagine each of them were just firing out a mini Uzumaki out from their mouths directly at opponents. This would just make complete hell break out and break loose. As well as finally the ability to turn the cursed spirits into weapons or just cursed tools in general for them to use directly. Now I don't want to go over all of the things the comment said directly, so if you want to read that in your own time, but they came up with a lot more than what I'm saying in this video. I really recommend reading it. But you might be wondering, how are we going to get all of these cursed spirits? Because this is a hard task, even if we're just going off directly what the world will allow us to get through missions. Which is why, to truly achieve the cusps of being an incredibly strong cursed spirit manipulation user, you're going to actually have to go down a really dark path, mainly because of just the nature of cursed spirits directly. Quick disclaimer, I'm not recommending you actually do any of this. This is just purely for the sake of advancing a fictional character's superpower about absorbing cursed spirits that are spawned through negative emotions directly. Disclaimer out the way. Alright, let's continue with the video. Cursed spirits spawn in areas where there is a lot of negative emotions associated with the area. The stronger the amount of negative emotions associated with an area or focused towards a specific type of fear, such as with the disaster curses, the stronger the curse that will end up spawning. Which is something that every single Jujutsu sorcerer knows, and more importantly, you're going to farm for your own usage. Now, we're not going to do this in Japan for one very important reason. Every single Jujutsu sorcerer is in Japan, and they're going to catch on very fast to what you're doing. However, their knowledge of what's happening to the outside world is much more limited because of the fact they are much more focused on Japan, which is something that you're going to take direct advantage of as a cursed spirit manipulation user. So you're going to use all of the cursed spirits that you have gained up to this point in order to cause havoc. wreak havoc and start making rumors. Rumors in order to make more and more fear among the masses, which that fear is going to end up spawning likely high-end level curses, likely ranging from grade 1 all the way to maybe special grade level curses, which these curses you can then pick up using curse spirit manipulation because you're that much stronger than the curse by this point, or at least battle, push it to its limits, and then add that to your collection. Then rinse and repeat over and over and over again, using this tactic in order to just add more and more cursed spirits to your collection and just get a bigger and bigger collection of varying abilities all across the map. If you want a specific fear, then you take advantage of that and you end up spawning a new curse as a result of that. From so many rumors being spread about that fear, you absorb that, bam, you now have that curse technique as added to your arsenal. And before somebody says, okay, the curse techniques that cursed spirits end up getting is not based on the fear they usually embody, while that is true most of the time, we do see this is true directly for the disaster curses, as they all have curse techniques very much based on the fear that they are based on. So yeah. Even if you don't get it on your first try or your second try, you're going to eventually generate enough fear. Eventually, you're going to get a disaster curse-like being for you to absorb that will get the intended curse if you want, and as a result of that, you will get so many cursed spirits that are just created through the negative emotions that you are directly spawning through this tactic. Now, you might be wondering, wouldn't they get caught eventually? No, purely because of the fact that you can very easily just hide yourself or hide your current location. You have so many cursed spirits, it will be way too easy to hide your location. Also, it'll be very hard to figure out this is a sorcerer's work, if I'm going to be completely honest with you. However, even if they do discover you, this is where we're going to get into the next part, which is how to get vengeful cursed spirits, as getting vengeful cursed spirits are actually very different in comparison to getting normal cursed spirits. For a vengeful cursed spirit spawns directly when a sorcerer dies, but the result of their death is not to do with cursed energy. Basically, if it's a non-sorcerer based weapon and they die by that, they will turn into a vengeful spirit rather than just actually dying. Now, this will be significantly harder for them to beat purely because this is a previous sorcerer. However, it will still be possible thanks to the massive bag that this curse spirit manipulation user is going to have access to. And it'll be pretty easy for you to just overall take over the world with the massive amount of kit that this curse spirit manipulation user just has direct access to, thanks to everything we've directly given them in this video. However, I do want to know if there's anything else I missed in your opinion, see what else that you guys can potentially think of, and on one more thing before I end this video, huge shout out to one of you guys in the comment section down below named Fortnite Kid, because he was the one who gave me a lot of inspiration for just curse technique and curse spirit manipulation applications in general. I'm gonna see y'all later. Peace out. Hope y'all have a good day. Hey you. Yeah, you, I'm here to hook you up with some really good anime merch and merch for comic book lovers. Now, do you love Jujutsu Kaisen, Dragon Ball, Naruto, One Piece, Bleach, Marvel, DC, and all of the above, and do you have your own nerd stuff that you're into? Well, I got some good stuff for you today, as our friends at Fandominion are here to hook you up because they got the best merch. If you've been around here for a while, you'll know that they've been with our channel for a long time. So you can take it from me that they got good merch and they will hook you up with the highest quality merch. After all, I really recommend them. They got some really good merch, and I'm gonna hook you all up with something special. If you use the code TEF, really simple, really easy to remember, made it simple for all y'all, you get a 10% discount. Yeah, that's right, a 10% discount for all the merch you could possibly buy. And I guarantee you, you'll be happy with whatever you get. So, you guys make some money, I'll give you a discount, I make some money, we all get happy. Hope you all enjoy, and let's continue on with the rest of the video. Remember to check out Fandomian. Link in the description down below, as well as our code.